guys, Holly Millican from South Grafton High School here, bringing you my next video on making maths fun. Now in this video I am going to take you through two different activities on area and surface area. Now I wanted to focus on this topic because I find that some students really struggle with that conceptual understanding of moving between area and a 2D shape to those 3D surface area type questions where not all of the surfaces can be seen, and so they have to visualize the net of the shape and visualize, well, which surfaces can I not see in this picture? So the activities that I'm going to take you through today really try and build the connection between these two topics. Now, in this first activity, students have the opportunity to build their own 3D shapes and really move from that 2D to that 3D understanding. This activity is really great for having students really visualize those unseen parts of their 3D shapes and really get that conceptual understanding happening of moving from that 2D to that 3D shape. This activity, especially when used with students in groups, is really great at promoting those sort of deep conversations between students and really help them understand the movement from a 2D shape to a 3D shape and how the area of a 2D shape can be the same as the surface area of a 3D shape, and just that movement of the paper shapes really helps students kind of visualize that. To begin this activity with students, you do need a few different pieces of material. You of course need the templates, which will be linked to this video, a ruler for measuring the size of each of the shapes, a hole punch, and some string. I tend to also grab a glue stick for each of the students so they can glue the base of their shape down onto either a bit of cardboard or into their books, just to make it easier when they are pulling those pieces of string. Makes it so the whole shape doesn't fold in on itself. Now the first step here is to have students measure each of the areas of the shapes and write that total in that box. Now as you can see here, I am now pulling the bits of string which have been threaded through each of those holes made by the hole punch to make our 2D shape turn into a 3D rectangular prism. Now this is a really nice activity because it's super easy to unfold this one back out to have another look at what the measurements are, or even put the measurements on the outside of the box. This second activity is a digital whodunit. So it's an awesome activity to assign students for homework, if you've got any students working from home, or if you wanted to do it in class, it works really well in class as well. So this is a bit of a play on the old Cluedo, so a murder mystery per se, where students have to answer mathematical questions to cross off clues and narrow down the person who committed the crime, where they committed the crime, and the weapon that it was committed with. This is a Clark creative resource and can be found on their website. They do also have printable versions of the same activity as well. So if your students were liked more tactile activities, the exact same activity can be downloaded, printed, and set up as a classroom activity as well. I have found that the digital ones are really good for those quick, no prep lessons, which really engage the students as well. Usually what I like to do is assign them through the Google Classroom, creating one copy per student, which gives the students an opportunity to start the lesson in class. And if on the off chance they don't finish it, it's very easy then to move and say, okay, finish this one for homework, because you can access it at home as well. So when students access their copy of the Google Slides, they are initially presented with this whodunit homepage here. This specific one is the area of complex figures, but there are a whole range of them on the Clark Creative website, which cover all of the different aspects of area, surface area, volume, and so on, as well as a whole range of other topics as well. So students can then click through the slides on the left-hand side here, reading the instructions. Obviously they need to solve each of the questions, crossing out the incorrect answers and highlighting the correct answers. This page is the most important page of the whole activity because this is the page where students are able to copy and paste these little X's here into whichever box they think is the incorrect one, and at the end, once they have done the whole activity, then they should have it so that only one person from this, or one player, one whereabouts, and one method is left uncrossed. So looking at the questions, this is our clue 1. The question is, what is the area of this composite figure? Of course, students are most welcome to copy the figure down on a whiteboard piece of paper and work out. That way they can also add their own text or working out in this box here. And once they think they have the correct answer, they just click and drag this yellow box into wherever they think the correct answer is, and then cross off the allocated one over here. So our answer for this one is 392 meters square. So we could drag this box down here and extend it out. And now we can see that the victim's toe was not stubbed. Students can then navigate themselves back to the previous page. They can take this cross here and drag it down to stubbed toe, crossing out that one. So we now know, well, it wasn't a stubbed toe. So within the 10 questions, by the time students have got to the very end, they should have crossed everything off from here. It's a great activity, really easy setup with very minimal prep needed. So a really easy one to just pop in for students finishing those last couple of minutes of class. There you have it, guys. 2 different activities to help engage your students in learning area and surface area and really build those connections between 2D and 3D shapes. If you'd like to keep up to date with all of my latest activities and videos, please make sure you subscribe to the Teacher ACER YouTube channel. See you guys next time.